Well, guys, welcome back. As the lead-in says, the BMW has been replaced. I've owned it for a year, put 8,000 miles on it, zero regrets, definitely one of the nicest, highly technical bikes that I have ever owned in my entire life. And for many reasons, I love that bike and thought it would be my, as we often say, our forever bike. But it's not to be the case, and that's because of two primary reasons that we'll talk about. Only two. Other than that, the bike was phenomenal, but I just couldn't live with it. So let's take a look at what's under the covers here, and a little bit of a spoiler clue. You probably look at my hat and draw some conclusions on your own. All right, man, let's check out this new machine. And there you have it. A Ducati V2S Multistrada. Obviously, people think of Ducatis, they think in terms of red, but I just fell in love with this storm green color and just loved it. So we'll talk about why I transitioned to this bike and how I got here in just a moment. But we've got a bike that is over 100 pounds lighter than the BMW. That's probably a pretty good clue right there for one of the reasons. I went over to Tacoma and purchased this at So-So Cycles, same place I purchased the BMW used, and they're just great folks and have been so good to me. I need to go back with them. But really what we got, I'm not going to go through the specs. There's a million reviews. Big Rock Moto does some great reviews, so you can just reference those reviews and go from there. But basically, 115 horsepower, highly maneuverable, super lightweight. Some people call it a adventure bike, but I think it's more accurately described as a sport touring bike. I did get what they call the Enduro package, which basically is what they really should have put on stock, which is crash bars, aux lights, center stand, heated grips. I think that's it. But yeah, I bought this, flew over Seattle, bought it at Tacoma, made a 600-mile trip down through Oregon, Government Camp, Mount Hood, Timberline Lodge, all up through that area. Ended up in Spokane, Washington, if you are familiar with the Northwest, and rolled in at 603 miles for my 600-mile service. Got that done and rode back home. So right now I'm sitting at about 830 miles on the clock. It's taken me about 3 days to get here, and get those many miles on it and do the routing, but I think, I'm reluctant to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think this could likely be my forever bike. It's just really, really fun, super lightweight. The power curve really comes on at about $5,000. Below that, it's fine, but it really starts to perform over 5,000 RPM, as I found out. But so far it's been great. It's a beautiful day here in Montana. Let's get this thing fired up and get on the road, and we'll talk more about really what brought me to this conclusion and where I'm at right now. Hang on. All right, guys, we're on the bike. We're on the Multistrada, the Ducati, the new machine. So let's get right to it. Why did I replace the BMW, arguably one of the most technologically advanced adventure bikes in the world, 40 years in the making. And I have to tell you, I got 8,000 miles on it. I have no regrets. But like I said earlier, two primary reasons I couldn't live with it any longer. One of them was the bike just didn't appeal to me in an emotional or romantic sense. When I took that trip around the Pacific Northwest and down the Washington and Oregon coast, I swear to God, every other bike was a GS 1250 or a BMW. And I mean, obviously that's a testament to how good these bikes are. But I just didn't feel like running with the pack. Obviously my bikes have slanted towards a retro feel. And I don't think this modern Ducati Multistrada fits the retro genre, but it does emotionally appeal to me a lot more than the BMW. I love the feel of this V-twin, this 90-degree twin, the power, although the low-end torque is not much. Well, it's adequate, don't get me wrong, but you get this thing above 5,000 RPM and it's a racehorse. Okay, so I wasn't romantically involved with the BMW. I pulled up to a viewpoint and I wouldn't turn around and look at it and ooh and ah over it. And let's face it, if you're watching this video, if you're into motorcycles like we are, if you're not emotionally attached to that bike and love it, I mean, it's not just transportation. Let's get real. You gotta love it. And I just didn't. I love the way it rode. That's the reason number one. The reason number two, I'm gonna pull my skirt up a little bit. I looked in the calendar. I'm 66 years old. And not that woohoo! Alright, I'm not 67. I'm 66 years old, 32-inch inseam. Maybe I'm not as well balanced as I was when I was 25. Yeah, that's a high probability. I felt myself a little bit uncomfortable with that bike at slow speeds and in parking lots, around fuel tanks, getting refueled. Even after I practiced with it a lot, I only dropped it once on that big long trip Pacific Northwest, but I probably almost dropped it, and I'm not exaggerating, 75 to 100 times. And there was just a level of anxiety that I wasn't comfortable with. And I did practice with it in parking lots quite a bit, and I got a little bit better with it, but I don't want to have to sit on my bike or look at my bike and just feel a level of, oh, I hope I don't drop it. You know, and it's just, those are the two reasons. The guy that bought it, younger guy, 45 years old, 6'3", strong, younger, he absolutely loved it. He came down from Alaska to buy it. Him and his wife both ride. Super cool dude. And I'm just so happy. Shout out to you, Nathan, over in the Coeur d'Alene area. I won't use your last name, but thank you very much. I really hope you enjoy that bike, because I took good care of it, and it's just, there's nothing wrong with it. I love it. All right, so some of you may say, are you going to take this bike to Alaska? Shit, I'm leaving for Alaska in 23 days. So although the thought crossed my mind, the short answer is no, I'm not. The Himalayans already got the slot for it. I've been working towards it. got it geared up. I could take this and it would be fine, but I'd have to get new tires. And I'm really looking forward to taking the Himalayan. I mean, there's something about a single cylinder 450cc motorcycle, hey buddy, that just, I think it would be cool to take up to Alaska. But so those are the reasons. I've got 838 miles on this bike. It's super light, super flickable. I don't have any hesitation when I'm refueling it, having fun in the twisties. And I tell you what, when I screw this thing on, it's a lot of fun. And I am really looking forward to putting a lot of miles on it. I mentioned earlier some people consider it a adventure bike. I consider it more of a sport tour, and I'm going to do some traveling with it. This is not the bike I'm taking off-road, so there's not going to be a BDR trip with this bike. I mean, there may be a BDR trip with the Himalayan. That would be cool, and there probably will over Magruder Corridor Pass, but not this bike. All right, guys, hit the comments, tell me what you think, and shout out to Nathan and his new BMW and his beautiful wife. You're gonna have a kick-ass time, I guarantee it. All right, guys, I'm gonna finish this ride. Flying Mule Rider out. Enjoy the time. Get out, do it. So long.